Well, got that completely wrong, didn't I? The ending, anyway. Um, Obviously, I got the right man. I knew Canelo Alvarez would win that fight. However, I'll hold my hands up. I got it totally wrong. John Ryder actually performed a hell of a lot better than I thought he would. Um, he's one tough motherfucker, let's put it that way. I only gave him 2 rounds, I'm not implying that he was winning at all. I mean, Canelo was a clear winner, in my opinion. I think I gave Ryder the third, because I think he was just a bit busier. He didn't hurt Alvarez at all. I think I gave him the 12th because Alvarez just kind of backed off because he kind of knew he'd already won. But when he was put down, when Alvarez put Ryder down with a jab straight right combo in round 5, I thought, oh, see, I was right, because I said between 6 and 8. He's gone. He's finished him. He's done it. Just the way Ryder sagged against the ropes, I suppose. I kind of thought to myself, well, yeah, he ain't getting up. You can tell he's hurt. He doesn't want any. He was already cut. I think by the third he was cut. His nose was all busted up. He was bleeding because he took that. He went down, but he got up and he fought back. And he surprised me. I mean, he's not a very powerful hitter anyway. And Canelo's got a hell of a chin, as we all know. So that was never an option. That was never going to happen. That Ryder was ever had a hope in hell of stopping Alvarez. But he couldn't miss several times with that fucking left uppercut on the inside. Southpaw left uppercut. Every time they got close, he was just banging that fucking uppercut in there. And I mean, you saw the state of Canelo's face by the end of it. Yeah, he had marking around the eyes and his nose was all swollen up. So he'd been in a fucking fight, you know. I saw a lot of people online afterwards kind of criticising Alvarez. Oh, he's washed up, he's finished, he's, you know, this, that and the other. I don't think he's washed up. He's not what he once was, we know this. I mean, the guy's been fighting professionally for nearly fucking 18 years since he was a kid. You know, and he's had a lot of fights for a guy his age and in this modern era. And he's been in there with some fucking hard hitters. Golovkin, Cotto, Kovalev, Bivol. Okay, Bivol's not necessarily a destructive finisher, but he took a lot of punches from him last year. You know, this hell of a career he's had. He's been in there with some tough guys, and you know, you can't keep fighting. You can't be the best forever. When you think in 2021, when he unified the division, Canelo was the top man. You know, he was fighter of the year. The most accomplished, most decorated Mexican fighter. He'll probably be long after he retires. He'll probably be considered the greatest Mexican alongside. Just in front of Julio Cesar Chavez, because he tends to be the one that everybody goes to, say the greatest Mexican. But then you think last year, you know, obviously he lost to Bivol, and he dropped, you know, in stature a little bit because he lost that fight. And then, like I said before, he looked lackluster and sluggish and uninterested in the trilogy fight with Golovkin. And at times in this fight, he looked uninterested, to be honest. I mean, I thought he was going to put on make a statement, blow Ryder out of there, you know, make a big show, a big knockout show for the fans. On paper, that's what it looked like. That's what I said. That's what a lot of people said. So when he dropped him in the 5th, I thought this is over. And it's almost like because Ryder he got up and kept coming forward and kept recovering. Because a couple of times, I think it was in the 7th, Ryder looked like he was on his way out again. You know, he was just taking punches and Alvarez couldn't miss him with a straight right. And I thought, well, if that referee pulls him out, I wouldn't be surprised. But he didn't. And it's almost like by about the 8th round, when Ryder just kept getting up and dusting himself off and shaking the punches off and coming forward again and firing back himself. It's almost like Alvarez thought, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to get rid of this guy. I'm just going to win on points. Which is fair enough. But, yeah, it was I mean, obviously it wasn't a great fight. It's not going to be a classic. It's not going to be one of his most memorable fights. But I enjoyed it for the fact, from a British point of view, that John Ryder gave it a go. He didn't roll over. He didn't give up. And he didn't just try and survive. He actually fought back. And he fought back quite well at times. So he did us proud in that sense, if you're content with that kind of performance. But I can understand some of the criticism towards Alvarez, but I think some of it's unfair. You know, this guy has been doing this for a long time, and what's next? He should retire. I saw a few people online yesterday. Oh, he should retire. He's had it. He's a has-been. He's washed up. I don't think he should retire. I think he should stay at super middleweight. I think he should stay well away from Bivol, because if Bivol was watching that fight, which I'm sure he was, he'll be rubbing his hands together. Another easy work. If Alvarez turns up in a rematch with Bivol fighting like that, it's going to be the same fucking thing. He's just going to get his head punched in. Because his head movement seems to have gone. He just seems to be content to take the punches because he knows he can. So, it'd be interesting. I personally would like to see Canelo fight Benavidez or Morel. They're the two fights I'd like to see. Maybe this year and next year, around about September, fight one of them, and then maybe fight the other one this time next year. And then I think he should get out, because I mean, he's a young man. He's only in his 30s. He's got a family. He's made plenty of money. You know, it's not like he's short of a few, and he's accomplished so much. There was talk of him going up to cruiserweight and fighting Badu Jack for the WBC title. Again, I'm not saying Badu Jack is brilliant. I mean, Badu Jack's my age. He's 40. So, yeah, and his best days are behind him. So it would probably be a win for Alvarez. But then where do you go from there? Who do you fight? You can't. I think he should just stay at super middleweight. Personally, I mean, he's already won a title at light heavyweight and made headlines and made a bit of history. But stay away from people bigger than him, because, like I say, if he got in there with Bivol again, I think the same thing would happen. Beterbiev would do the same thing to him. Maybe worse, who knows. So yeah, that's just my opinion, folks. It's up to you. I didn't do this video yesterday because I was extremely busy and I didn't really get a chance. So, and I was tired because I actually watched the fight live, surprisingly. I never said I wouldn't, but I couldn't sleep. I was having a struggle sleeping, so I just whacked the telly on, and it was just, the main event was just starting. The ring walks had just happened, so I watched the fight. I watched the undercard later on. But yeah, I actually watched it live, and good atmosphere. Obviously, it was his big homecoming. That was the big thing. You know, the big thing was it was his big homecoming in front of his home fans in his home country. So, you know, they got their money's worth. I did hear a few boos though at one point, sort of around about the sort of 8th, 9th, 10th round. They were sort of booing him. I don't know if it's because they were booing Canelo or if they were booing because they wanted it over with, or I don't know what they were booing, to be honest. But there you go. You can't please everybody. You can't please all of the people all the time, as they say. So right, that's enough out of me. I will speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your week.